The dating scene can be hard to navigate, but when you really click with someone, you want to seal the deal, right? But how do you know when you're ready for marriage?
That's right. I got the experts to help me craft my latest article, which is just about that. It's called From Dating to I Do, How to Know You're Ready for Marriage.
Here to weigh in is relationship coach and the author of Kickass Husband, Winning at Life, Marriage, and Sex, Matthew P. Hoffman. Matthew, it is great to see you as always.
Always love being on Bloom with you guys.
So Matthew, I don't know if this is actually for our viewers or if it's for Brody.
It's a little bit of both.
So the relationship advice, because he's the single one and, you know, dating someone. So how do you know?
It's interesting, you know, when you're dating, you're kind of wondering, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? And where is it going to go? And Gayle, we've been married, and we know, but some of the same things apply really in both the dating scene and in the couples and those who made those lifetime commitments.
Nice, interesting. So first off, who is getting married for? Like, why get married? If everything's going good, like, why take that next step?
No girl wants to ever hear this.
Yeah,
that's
spoken like a single guy. That's okay. We'll let that go. No. So, you know, it's interesting because commitment, a lot of people have different philosophies about commitment. And what I love to teach and talk about is that when you have true commitment, it's freeing. It's not restrictive. People say, I don't want to be tied down, just one person, keep my options, I don't want to lose my independence. But when you commit to an individual, it really makes things better, and a lot of things open up that just don't exist when you're independent contractors.
One thing I wanted to know, and again, this is more of a Brody question, but when you're in the beginning stages of a relationship, there's so much going on there when it comes to emotions, physical, all the things in the beginning. So how do you know if you're like caught up in the infatuation of it all versus the, you know, it's a long-term thing?
Right. Well, I think the biggest success idea that you want to think about in a relationship is the friendship system. It's the infatuation's there and you're attracted, you feel the chemistry, and you want to get close, intimate physically. And where people don't have a friendship system, Gayle, and that kind of excitement goes away, do you like being with the person? Do you want to spend time together? Can you hang out in your sweats and watch a movie and be just as happy as when you're out on the town having a hot date or doing something romantic that's, you know, also physical intimacy?
So what are some of the signs that you're really ready to take that next step?
So do you mean like commit to one person?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Like, say you've been dating this person and you're like everything's going really good. Like, how do you know, okay, this is definitely marriage material, this is it, I found it?
Great question, you know, and I think a lot of people talk about physical, like, hey, we fit well together, we go well together. That's important, but you really want to focus on the alignment of your values and your principles. In other words, what's important to you, what are no-goes, what do you have to have in a relationship? So when you're connecting on those deeper things that are there and you're aligned, you know that you're not going to have a lot of disagreements because you understand what's important to them, what they value, what their limits are, and understand those things between the two of you.
Now, I know the two of you worked together for the article that is now on BloomTampaBay.com, and you also worked with Coach Ken, who's been on the show before. He's a relationship expert. What were some of the common denominators when you were writing this article for yourself? I mean, for the viewers.
For myself, yeah, for myself, no kidding. You guys were saying a lot of the same stuff. Like, it was kind of interesting. You both referenced the Gottman Institute and stuff like that. So, like, those shared values and morals, which I thought was, like, pretty interesting because I know there's all sorts of reasons that people get married. It's kind of finding the right reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you want to have the commonality, the foundation together. My wife and I are both faith-filled people. We have different faiths, but instead of saying, I see it this way and she sees it that way, we found the commonality and say, what do we agree upon and how can we move forward with what we have together as opposed to, I have to be right and you have to be right. Or who, you know, when you become one, when it's I and you think about what I want and what you want. But when you're together in a relationship, it's about we. So you learn to filter decisions through, if it's best for the relationship, it's best for both of us. And I think that's kind of a big difference between those two different statuses of I'm single and dating versus I'm going to commit to this person forever.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of people go into a marriage sometimes knowing that it may not work out, like they're doing it for like the wrong reasons, like you said, maybe the infatuation, or maybe they have the same social circles, or all these things that when they fizzle away, you're just left with a person that you never really aligned with to begin with?
Yeah, it's a great question, Gayle. I think when you go into commitment for marriage, one thing we like to say is no plan B. It's not I'll do it if or I'll do it until. Because, Gayle, you know from being married, and I do too, and you've been in relationships, it's going to get hard. It's going to get difficult. And the question is, are you willing to work through those challenges and stay, I'm not going anywhere? Because if leaving is not off the table, you're never going to feel secure in the relationship, because there's always that threat, hey, if we get heated and we disagree, I may leave or they may be out of here, and that is not a way to go through a relationship.
What's like a good time frame that you would recommend? Like for, okay, we're ready to get married. Can you do it after 6 months, a year? Should it be a couple years?
What about those people that go so long?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, they're
10 years.
Get off the pot.
Well, it's interesting. I tell you, there's no time frame, and it depends on the people. My wife and I got married after 9 months, and we've been married. We just celebrated our 29th year, working on our 30th.
Nice.
So there's no magic time frame. It's more, are you willing to accept them as they are and not think, well, when we get married, they'll be better, or when we're married, they'll do this. If you're not as happy as a clam the day you get together, it's never going to get better. And if you can't handle that, it's a great sign it's not time to get together. So that it can't be conditional. It has to be, I accept you, warts and scars and all, right now, and we're going to work through the rest together.
Don't have a lot of time left, but what are your thoughts when couples have to go through a lot of counseling to even get to marriage? Is that a red flag or is that healthy?
I think it's healthy. In fact, the masters of relationships, they need outside help, because none of us see our own. I need help. My wife needs help. We don't see our own blind spots, and somebody from the outside saying, have you thought about this, thinking this, and work on that. So the people that go the longest are the ones that get the help and get the outside resources.
Well, I'm glad the two of you had a chance to meet and collaborate on this article. It's a really interesting one, and probably something that, you know, all people should be reading before they take that big plunge.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to share this story on our website.
That's right, bloomtampabay.com. And you can find lots more articles just like that on there.
Yeah, including the one that Matthew Brody wrote.
Yes.
That's Matthew. And we are thrilled that Matthew joined us on the Bloom Health Club and the WFLA Now Streaming Center to continue this incredible conversation.
That's right. Make sure you tune in. We're going unfiltered and answering all your questions about sex and intimacy.
You can stream the full conversation anytime on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.